a smartphone with a brushed metal chassis, powered by an Intel Atom dual-core processor with an affordable price tag, made possible by Lenovo. I'm Warren from Gadget Guide. This is the full review of the Lenovo K900. Let's find out if the phone performs like Kobe Bryant. The K900 has one of the most high-profile design among other smartphones. It looks expensive and has the best build quality of all the smartphones that we have seen to date. The phone is also one of the slimmest that we have seen at 6.9mm. The brushed metal material makes the phone sturdy and confident to hold. It also hides fingerprints brilliantly. The K900 has the following hardware specs. It is powered by an Intel Atom Z2580 dual-core processor clocked at 2GHz, 2GB of RAM, 16GB of built-in storage, and supports USB on the go. It has a 5.5-inch IPS LCD at Full HD resolution, 30MP Sony Exmor BSI sensor at f1.8 aperture with dual LED flash, 2MP front-facing camera with wide-angle lens. It supports HSPA Plus and GSM networks, and powered by a 2500mAh battery. The 5.5-inch display of the K900 is fantastic. The IPS display shows great clarity and color reproduction even under direct sunlight. We feel that the phone can be smaller as the display doesn't fully utilize the bezel. It is even lengthier than our Galaxy Note 3 over here, whose display is at 5.7 inches yet more compact than the K900. Overall, touch sensitivity is fine, though it can be unresponsive at times due to the heavily skinned launcher. The display is also protected by the second generation of Corning Gorilla Glass. The stereo loudspeaker of the K900 outputs loud and clear volume on playing sounds. The K900 runs Android 4.2.1 with Lenovo's launcher as the system skin, which is refreshing to us when we have been looking at too much touch width and HTC Sense. The interface is pretty fun and can be gimmicky. You get to play around with different transitions when swiping around the home screen and the app drawer. Some transitions can be confusing when using the phone, and we prefer to use those that looks more practical. The interface can also be a problem to some users with its confusing English language as well. It pretty much looks like a direct translation from Mandarin. Take the phone settings page for instance. You are presented with Common, Feature, and All Settings tab. We just wonder why can't Lenovo merge all these settings into one page. If we go into Feature settings, we get to see some funny languages here, such as body sensor, shaking lock screen, and knock light set. Some words on the settings are truncated and will definitely confuse users on what that setting is actually for. If you know Mandarin, we suggest that you switch to that system language, because the English language on the K900 is simply terrible and spoils the image of such a high-profile design hardware. You will know what we mean when you use one. Lenovo includes a few nice built-in apps. The file browser is easy to use and good at storing files stored on the phone. Lenovo Power allows you to set power profiles, and battery life estimation is pretty accurate. Kings of Office is also a pretty good office document editor, which saves us the need to purchase one from the Play Store. The phone dialer also gives us easy access to messaging and contacts. The 30MP Sony Exmor BSI sensor of the K900 takes fantastic shots. Pictures have accurate colors with great detail. Low light shooting is good with very low noise level, thanks to the large f1.8 aperture and Sony's Exmor technology. Check out our post for more samples. The Super Camera app of the K900 also has nice shooting modes and filters. There's a self-take feature that we find it fun as it instructs us with voice on how to hold the phone to get the perfect shot with the rear camera. Unfortunately, you need to know Mandarin to use that feature, which is ironic. There are lots of camera filters for you to choose from, and the camera lags when you apply them. The camera supports taking videos up to Full HD resolution, but saves in 3GP format, a very low quality video, and we are simply underwhelmed. Super Gallery presents pictures on the phone elegantly. You are able to edit pictures and apply effects on it. You will notice that the share feature on the app is very Chinese oriented, as it only gives you easy access to Chinese social networks. You will need to press other share to access other apps, which we think Lenovo should allow users to choose the default social networking app to share the pictures. Performance on the K900 is surprisingly good. Though with a heavily skinned launcher running on top, we find running applications and browsing the web to be good. thanks to the 4 hyper-threading instructions. Every application runs smooth and reliably. The Power VR GPU demonstrates detailed graphics and acceptable frame rates in games. The K900 scores 5863 points and 19803 points in Quadrant and Antutu respectively, which is on par with some quad-core devices out there, and proves that Intel do not rely on multiple processor cores for performance. Battery life on the K900 is also acceptable. With an estimated 20 hours of battery life by the Lenovo Power app, we find it pretty accurate at 19 hours for mid to heavy usage. The True Noise Cancellation microphone does a good job at eliminating background noise, which makes talking on the K900 enjoyable, and hearing calls over the loudspeaker is comfortable. Having a metal chassis also comes with a compromise. The K900 heats up terribly when used heavily. Bottom line, the K900 is a great smartphone with fantastic build quality and decent hardware performance. The only letdown here is the software experience, which doesn't match the profile of the phone. Lenovo's launcher is cheap, inconsistent, and gimmicky, and the built-in apps are too Chinese-oriented, which we feel it isn't ready for the international market. We hope Lenovo will improve its user experience in future models, as it is really disappointing to see poorly implemented software in such a premium product. If you don't mind the software experience and just want to have the looks, the K900 is available at a recommended retail price of 1,539 ringgit, a reasonable price tag that gets you a premium build quality phone and Kobe Bryant in your pocket. We rate the Lenovo K900 at 4 out of 5 stars. That's it for today, people. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up and leave comments down below the video. Also visit our website at klgadgetguy.com to view the full text review of the Lenovo K900. This is seriously a beautiful piece of hardware. As usual, subscribe, like and follow us at Facebook, Twitter and YouTube at klgadgetguy. We'll see you next time in our next gadget review. Stay tuned.